Good afternoon, mariners. This is your Tropical Atlantic Marine Weather Briefing for Sunday, April 27th. It will be valid through Friday, May the 2nd, and the briefing has been prepared by the Tropical Analysis and Forecast Branch at the National Hurricane Center. We'll start off with a summary of hazards for the next 5 days. Currently, no gale warnings are in effect, and during the next 5-day period, we are not expecting any gales or very large swell events over our waters. Overall, the next 5 days are expected to be a relatively tranquil period. We'll start off by looking at the current conditions as of Sunday morning. The main feature of interest is a stationary front in the northeastern portion of our waters extending from about 50 west eastward toward the Azores. Associated with this stationary front is an area of fresh to locally strong winds and seas up to 8 to 9 feet. In the western portion of our waters, the western Atlantic, in the Gulf, and the Caribbean, the pattern is dominated by a weak area of high pressure, leading to gentle to moderate winds and slight to moderate seas in these areas. Moving into the forecast for Monday, the main change is a cold front that is pushing southward, extending from northeastern Florida northeastward up toward Bermuda with fresh northeasterly winds behind the cold front. As the high pressure builds in behind the cold front, the pressure gradient will tighten between the Columbia low and the high pressure system to the north, resulting in stronger winds and pulsing fresh winds south of Cuba in the Windward Passage, as well as pulsing fresh to strong winds off the northwestern coast of Colombia. As we move into Tuesday, high pressure continues to build in the western Atlantic, and the cold front continues to progress southward. Associated with this tightening pressure gradient, we continue to see pulsing fresh to strong winds south of Cuba as well as in the Windward Passage. Farther to the east, in the far eastern portion of our waters, there is an area of fresh to strong winds and 8 to 9 foot seas. By Wednesday, we see that the cold front has reached Cuba, and we still have an area of pulsing strong or fresh to strong winds in the Windward Passage, as well as south of Cuba. Additionally, in the western Gulf of Mexico, we have a large area of fresh to strong southeasterly winds associated with the tight pressure gradient to the southwest of the high pressure system. Farther to the east, we continue to see an area of 8 to 9 foot seas associated with the stationary front that has dissipated. Little change is expected as we move into Thursday. We still expect to see pulsing fresh winds in the Windward Passage, as well as in the eastern Bay of Campeche. And as we look in the eastern portion of our waters, the seas have begun to subside to 8 feet and below. And finally, as we move into Friday, a little change over much of our waters. However, there is an area of low pressure that is likely to develop southeast of Bermuda during this period, and we'll keep our eye on that for the next few days. We could see strong winds and building seas in this area. To summarize, there are currently no gale warnings in effect, and over the next 5 days, we are not expecting any gales or tropical cyclones, nor are we expecting any large swell events. This concludes your Tropical Atlantic Marine Weather Briefing for Sunday, April the 27th. The next briefing will be issued by 5 p.m. on Thursday, May 1st. Stay safe, mariners.